welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. Before we get started, just make sure you subscribe below and hit the notification bell. I do new videos every Sunday, Tuesday, and Friday, and I do a pretty wide variety. I do some booktube stuff, singing, vlogs, sketches, some story times, although they're okay. But yeah, so today I'm doing my January wrap up of what I read. I had a very ambitious TBR for January, but my main goal was to finish the Harry Potter series, which I did, so I'm really proud of myself. Yeah, I had a few extra books in case I finished it early, but I didn't. I kind of the beginning of January was a little bit tough because I was really trying to organize my year, so the amount of reading I did kind of suffered because of that. And yeah, but it's okay because I'm really happy I finished the books in any case, because that was my goal and that's what I wanted to do, and I did it. So I kind of was about halfway through Order of the Phoenix when I did my mid-month, so I did finish it, obviously, because I finished the whole thing. My biggest takeaway was Sirius. I vaguely remember Sirius dying, but I guess I just didn't realize it was so soon. It was in the 5th book. I, for some reason, thought it was a little bit later, and I just it kind of baffles me how important these books were to me when they all came out, and how I just forgot so much of what happened, oh, a lot. So Sirius dying was so sad. I cried a lot, just because it was Harry finally kind of got a parental sort of connection. It's just ripped away from him again. Also, Bellatrix Lestrange, I know she's evil as shit, but when I'm reading it, I'm picturing Helena Bonham Carter playing her, and I'm just ugh. As an actress, what a cool character to play. She is just oh, she's awful, but awesome. And I hate her because she does so many terrible things, and she killed Sirius among other people, but she just is a really cool character, and I want to know more about her. I wish there was more kind of how Gregory Maguire writes books like Wicked and does stuff from the evil person's perspective. I would love an evil person perspective of Bellatrix, because I find her very fascinating, even though she's terrible. Oh, and then Umbridge, I vaguely remembered that character and her punishments with Harry. Oh, she was just so infuriating, in the best way. And I loved how McGonagall and her had these little standoffs, and McGonagall didn't back down. That was just really fun. Yeah, all in all, very enjoyable, per usual. And then there was The Half-Blood Prince. It was so good. I loved learning more about Voldemort's history in this, when he goes into the Pensieve with Dumbledore and we see all these memories. I just find that really fascinating and cool, and I don't know, I just love learning more and more and more as the book goes on. I love how you just dive deeper and deeper into it, and I mean, it's just really cool. I completely forgot Dumbledore died. Well, I mean, it's not surprising because I forget everything that seemed to have happened in these books, but Dumbledore dying, I somehow completely forgot happened. And the whole thing when they're getting the Horcrux and they're in that creepy cave on the ocean, or the lake with those dead bodies, and how he has to drink that potion, and he has to drink the whole thing or else they can't get the locket at the bottom. And then how he's crying because it's painful. That was and it weakened him, and Harry had to make him drink it. It was really painful to read. It was so sad. And then when he calls out to Severus, when he comes to save him, because at the end Draco kind of confronts Dumbledore because his task is to kill him, and he's obviously chickening out because he's a child, and when he calls out Severus, and then Severus just kills him, it was really tough to read. It was so sad. And then oh, and then randomly, this is kind of a super side note, and maybe it's because it's towards the end and this is when I was taking all my little notes, but Bill, one of the Weasleys, gets attacked by this werewolf character, and the werewolf wasn't like changed into a werewolf at the time, so it just kind of left him like mangled and scarred and not full on werewolf. But like he's in the hospital and he's engaged to Fleur, and like the family's kind of like about her, and like Mrs. Weasley like makes this assumption that the wedding won't happen, and then like Fleur would just kind of like was like, no, I love him and I'm gonna like help him through it. I'm his wife, or I'm his fiance or whatever, and just kind of like you wouldn't expect that from her, and the whole family just kind of bonded over that moment. I just thought that was so lovely. Oh, and then Harry and Ginny getting together is so cute. I mean, it seems so trivial compared to everything happening, but it's lovely and it's really cute, and I am happy it happened, even though they had to kind of cut ties at the end, because he goes on this huge journey. I loved it. It was so great. And then I knew this was going to be really hard to read The Deathly Hallows, the last book, because everything kind of comes together and just like it's almost like the worst had to happen before it could all come to fruition. But it was just a lot for me. It was so much emotion. I cried like throughout so much of this book. It's honestly like sad. And like it also just feels weird because I feel like since like December I've been in this little cocoon of the Harry Potter world. It's really all I've been reading besides my self-help books. And I just feel like super weird now. Like I'm on to my next book from my February TBR, and I'm like, this just feels so weird not reading about like Harry, Hermione, and Ron and all their adventures. Like it feels super weird because I've just become very attached to this whole world. So it's weird. The only thing I will say is, like, there was, like, a point, because this is a very long book, as most of the later ones are. I will say, like, there was a point where, like, they were kind of, like, in this weird limbo, or they knew they had to find the Horcruxes, and they just didn't really have a plan, and I mean, I know that we were supposed to establish how frustrating it was, that, like, they didn't have any idea what they were doing, and Ron was getting antsy and like left in the middle, and I know like all that had to be established. I do think it dragged a little bit for me. I know that's a weird criticism, but like I feel like there was a point where I was like, I get it. Like you guys don't know what you're doing. Everyone's frustrated. You guys are not comfortable, but like I just wasn't sure like if it needed to kind of go on as much as it did. Or maybe it was just because I knew this was the last book and I was kind of marathon reading the books, and I was just like, I want to like get to the end at this point. But like, so I'm not sure like what it was. Like maybe if I had read them as they came out again and like I was just dying for more, I wouldn't have minded as much. It was just a little bit of a weird moment where I was just like, I get it. Like you guys are uncomfortable. Let's continue. I don't know. But besides that, everything was just so satisfying in how it all ended. It was just wonderful for me. Like, there was just so much I'd forgotten. Like, I vaguely remembered that Snape was actually good, but in rereading it, I was like, I think he's actually good, but, like, I don't see how or why. And, like, I feel like that's why these books are just so great, because I was like, you kind of knew, like, he was just too much of an obvious villain in the whole series to like actually be the bad guy, but like I like couldn't for the life of me remember why he was good or how he was good. And then when we had that whole chapter about like towards the end after he passed away or died, was murdered, after that, and like Harry got his memory and like saw his whole thing growing up and how he loved Harry's mom and all of that, and like how his childhood upbringing wasn't great. I was kind of like, oh, I mean, like, he had his issues, but, like, also, that was really, it was such a great chapter. I love just, like, learning more about all the characters. I really loved that chapter. Also, I must have just, like, blocked out for my own mental health, Dobby dying, because, that honestly, like, wrecked me more than, like, any of the deaths. Like, I couldn't handle it. Like I don't know, just like his whole thing, I don't know if I can, it just like affected me so much because he was so sweet and he just wanted to like do his thing, and Harry was like so good to him, like even though he kind of was like caused trouble, not on purpose. Harry like knew that he had like a good soul and was just so good to him, and his appreciation of that was so cute, and like his willingness to help was so sweet, and like I totally forgot he died, and it like wrecked me that whole day. And just his whole thing, like when Bellatrix like says something, she's like, "How dare you defy your masters?" And then he goes, "Dobby has no master. Dobby is a free elf, and Dobby has come to save Harry Potter and his friends." And that's like the last thing he says. And then on his little gravestone, it says, "Here lies Dobby, a free elf." I don't know if you can see it. Can you? No? Yes? I don't know. I don't know, but like it's just like wrecked me, and I don't know. I'm like never gonna get over it again now that I'm like an adult and I read it, and I'm gonna remember that forever. I don't think I can ever get over it. It's so sad. Hi, Pet. Also, my dog has big ears like him, so it just makes me double sad because you're so cute. The only thing that I think would have killed me more is if Hagrid also died. And like, I was like 99.9, hello. I was like 99.9% sure he did not die, because I think that would just be unnecessarily cruel to kill off both Dobby. Hi. What is up? All right, go play. I think that would have just been like absolutely psychotic to kill off both Dobby and Hagrid. But there was like a few points towards the end of the book where I was like, oh my god, does he actually die? I'm going to flip out if that's the case. But he didn't. Thank Christ. I don't think I'd be able to come back from it if they both died in this book. Like, I just think I would like be lying on the floor for like a week. Something I kind of relearned from this book, it's obviously like something you take with you all the time, but like something that a big takeaway from me is to always treat people how you would want to be treated, and always be kind even to your enemies or people who might be below you. Like for instance, Harry was always so kind to Dobby, and even though he was like a house elf and other wizards might not treat house elves in a good manner, it's kind of like the same like when people go out to eat. I'm a waitress. Sometimes people do not treat me well, and I am like a person, and it does not feel good to not be treated well, even though I may be seen as lower than them. I just don't see any reason why you couldn't speak to me in a polite manner. And it's just like, and the same for me, like if I go out and there's someone who like, I don't know, like if I go out to eat and I'm just like a customer, like I would never treat the waiter poorly, because why? And I am a waitress, so it doesn't matter. But like, you know, like Harry always treated like everyone really well. And like, I feel like that's just such a good lesson. And then even like your enemies, treat people the way you want to be treated. Like, because I do feel like it's not going to hurt you to do that. And like, I think people sometimes go about life and forget that lesson. And for instance, the thing that stuck out to me was they were in the room of requirements to get one of the Horcruxes, and Draco and Crabbe and Goyle were there, and to like stop them, and then essentially probably to kill them. And then one of the thug guys, Crabbe or Goyle, I can't remember which one, they're just the same in my head, but he sets off this crazy fire spell where it's like this really dangerous fire that you can't stop. So the whole place is like burning up, and they kind of get like stuck in the wreckage, Draco and his two friends, and Harry and Hermione and Ron are like getting out of there on brooms, and Harry goes back for them because he was like, what a terrible way to die. I would never want to die that way. So he goes back for them and rescues Draco, and one of the guys, one of them was already dead, but like he rescues Draco and one of his friends, and it was just kind of like they were literally about to kill him, but he still did the right thing. And that really stuck out to me, that whole scene, because it was just like, you would think, I don't even know how I would react in that situation, but I kind of feel like if someone was trying to kill me and then this whole room was blowing up and I could escape and they couldn't, I would be like, okay, bye. But like, it just was like and I know it's a book and I know it's just a story, but it just did kind of like reiterate how you should always kind of just try to like, I don't know, just be good. Do the right thing. Hi. Where's it? There you go. Bye. Just always do the right thing. Even when it's like a more difficult choice. So I don't know, and that was kind of like a long tangent, but like I just feel like that was like striking me throughout the whole book. And I know it's just a book, but I do think it was a good lesson, and I think it's such a great lesson in a sort of more like children's geared book, because Harry throughout the whole series just always treated people really well and was always doing the right thing. And even when things were difficult, like he was just always very kind to people who, you know, like people who were kind of like underdogs. Like he was always just kind to everyone, and it really helped him in the end, I feel like. So it was just like, and he didn't do it for that purpose, but it was just like, it just was a really good lesson that I relearned in this book. That was so long, and I'm sorry. It just like really touched me, and I don't know, that was just kind of like my big takeaway from the whole books. Of course, I was just like, it was just a really like magical journey I've been on for like the last couple of months. I'm so happy I reread them. They're just so good, and I feel really sad like reading different like different worlds now. It's super weird, honestly. Like I don't know why. I just kind of like I wish there was like more. I know there's like different like subdivisions and like other things that she's written, but like I almost feel like it would ruin it to like read other things. I just kind of love it all as it is. So yeah, that's it. If you are into these videos, please make sure you subscribe below and hit the notification bell so you get notified when I post a new video. I post videos 3 times a week, and I would just love for you guys to tune in for all my videos. And that's it, and I will see you guys on Friday. Bye!